Okay, welcome to the Arborist Call for the 21st of March 2024. A lot of people are traveling or on their way or are already in Toronto for real world crypto. So it's a smaller group of attendees today than usual. So I expect it'll be fairly quick and short. We'll kick off with the core team updates. We'll have an update certainly on Frost, but I think possibly not on the other items, and then we'll see if there's any other announcements or discussion items that people wanna raise. So for the record, these Arborist calls are bi-weekly calls that alternate between an early time slot at 1500 UTC and a later time slot, which is this one, at 2100 UTC, where contributors to the Zcash protocol get together to discuss upgrade timelines and processes, the R&D efforts that are being undertaken, and design and implementation of new protocol features. And the idea of these calls, apart from coordination between those people who are working on Zcash, is to make the process of building and improving Zcash more accessible to a wider set of people, so people can see a little bit about how the sausages are manufactured, to provide transparency for the Zcash community who are funding any of these efforts. Anybody who is interested in learning more about Zcash can join these calls. Just go to zcasharborist.org and you can register there. And if you want to suggest a topic for discussion, or if you want to give a presentation to the call, just drop us an email at arboristcall@zfnd.org. We have, to date, never received an email at arboristcall@zfnd.org, which makes me a bit sad, but there you go. Other ways to get involved: you can apply for a Zcash community grant. You can join the R&D Discord, where a lot of the engineers hang out and discuss technical topics. And you can also join the ever exciting and fun community forum with lots of discussion about Zcash and its future. And I appreciate you cannot click on a Zoom window or on a YouTube window for those of you who are watching this on a recording. You can find these links by pointing your browser at zcasharborist.org. So let's kick off with ECC, and Chris has drawn the short straw this week.
Yep. So the main effort right now is we are in the final phases of stabilizing Orchard support in Zcash Client backend and Zcash Client SQLite and the ECC mobile wallet SDKs. We are down to just a couple of small known issues, and are, I think, nearing the end of the audit on those. So we are looking forward to a mobile wallet release and SDK release really soon now. And that's about it. The other thing that is on deck is there will be a Zcash D maintenance release coming out sometime in the next week or two, that essentially upgrades to current Orchard or current Libra Zcash crates and bumps the end of service halt height. But that's just a routine maintenance thing that will be happening.
Cool. Any questions for Chris? Twice. Okay, let's move on to ZF and Zebra, and I believe Arya has got the task this week.
Yep, thank you, Dodger. So since the last Arborist call, Alfredo has added an open API specification generator for Zebra's RPC methods and documentation on how to use it with Swagger.io as part of our hack sprint. We've added timeouts to the Zebra scan service used by Zebra gRPC method, so those methods won't hang when Zebra isn't synced past the sapling activation height. And we've added more helpful error messages for those methods, as well as improved documentation. And then finally, the Zingo team has refactored production code for network consensus rules into network methods and removed the copy trait from network as steps towards adding regtest and custom testnets to Zebra. And we are currently focused on supporting regtest and custom testnets in Zebra and collaborating with the ECC on enabling wallet functionality that relies on Zebra. That's it for the Zebra update.
Okay. Any questions regarding Zebra? Okay. This is we're gonna speed through this one. Right. We don't have anybody from the Frost team, which is a very small team at the moment, to give an update. So I have something to read out. We are finishing up phase 2 of the Frost demos, which decouples the server from the coordinator role. This is the server that handles communications between the various participants in a Frost action. We expect to be finished by the end of the sprint, i.e. next Monday. And we started looking at phase 3 of the Frost demos, for which we want to add user registration and authentication and message encryption to the Frost server. So far, we've been investigating various different libraries that we might want to use for this. The other update is that the Frost re-randomized paper has been published to ePrint. And what I will do is share that link in the chat now. So I'll invite questions about Frost, but quite frankly, I am unlikely to be able to answer them. But if anybody has any questions, feel free. Okay. We don't seem to have anybody on for shielded assets. I would assume that it would be Dara to give the update on Trillium Finality, or indeed the Sustainability Fund. So I'm going to move on to open announcements, and if anybody has anything that they'd like to announce or any news that they'd like to share, please raise your hand. Absent that, are there any topics that anybody wants to discuss? And if not, we are looking at possibly the shortest Arborist call in history so far, coming up on just 9 minutes. Okay, well, let's leave it there. Thank you all. The next Arborist call will be in 2 weeks' time during the earlier time slot. And for those of us who are in countries that observe daylight savings, bear in mind that the time is set in UTC, and therefore your subjective time that this is scheduled at will change. So just bear in mind it's at 1500 UTC, not 1500 UK time or British summer time or whatever alternative that might shift with daylight savings. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Less than 10 minutes. Look at that. Shortest one ever, I think. But I'm sure we'll have more to discuss in 2 weeks. Thank you all, and good night, good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you all.
Quick one.
Yeah, I wonder why can't I stop the recording? Oh.